All right. I think we're recording now. What's up, folks? We're back. This is the Nerdy by Nature Productions. You trying what? Man, we got too many titles, man. We need to solidify.
No, we don't. We got two titles. This is Nerdy by Nature Productions. This is the We Trine channel. That's Michael. I'm Leroy. Michael's back. I've always been here in spirit. I'm always with y'all. Cause who's in these comments? Who's in these streets with y'all talking about what y'all want to talk about? That's Leroy, your boy, ABM,
ABM?
Angry Black Man.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're
Yeah.
gonna? That's okay. Sure.
I mean,
Um,
I got so many monikers and nicknames, my boy, my man. Right now, let's get to the
Oldest man
moniker.
alive.
Whoa, that's a racist comment. Um,
That's all right. Cool. What are we talking about?
Not going to tolerate hate speech over here.
Uh huh.
Um, Furiosa.
Yeah. This has
Uh,
been in development for a long time, like pre-development at least. We've known about it. They've been talking about it for a while.
is it a long time?
I mean, at least I feel like they've been talking about this movie ever since Fury Road came out. Maybe like a year after. Like, oh,
Okay.
we're working on a Furiosa spinoff.
Okay. Maybe you. Honestly, you're probably right. My sense of time is a little off because I always feel like Fury Road just came out,
Interesting. When did it come out?
and I know it didn't just come out. Like I know that.
Right. Like it's at least before the
So,
pandemic. So I mean, that seems
oh yeah,
ages ago.
definitely. And that's the funny thing. So like, I always feel like Fury Road came out like yesterday.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? And I know it did. It came out in 2015.
Okay.
But it always feels like, and it's weird that like the sense of time. So like Fury Road, by the time this comes out, it almost be 10 years after the original movie came out,
Hmm.
or Fury Road came out.
Hmm.
So we're looking at 9 years, and we're now seeing a trailer, or the official trailer. First one is coming out, and I'm gonna say this up front. I'm not a fan of prequels. I don't care what happened before. I love the mystery of things of what happened before.
Hmm.
With that being said, I did not want this, nor did I think I need it. However, I am interested to see what this is. Does that make sense?
Sure. I
Yeah.
think you need to let George Miller do his thing.
And again, I've been wrong before
Hmm.
because I was wrong about revisiting the Clone Wars animated series from Dave Filoni. I've been wrong before.
Okay.
I'll admit that. So I could be wrong about this that we did need this, but I'm 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 cautiously optimistic.
All right. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Try that again.
Well, that was a great trailer, guys. What did you think?
Whatever
Comes
you
out
have to
May
do.
2024. It stars Anya Taylor-Joy.
Wait, are you not
However
watching it
long it
now?
Michael?
takes.
No, it just literally
Promise
went to the
me
end.
you'll find your way home.
Wait, hold on. So what do you have right now? Nothing?
I'm going back to the beginning.
Okay, let me go back to the beginning. I hate this
Yeah.
program. Hey, chat, help us be better with Discord and tell us how to use it because we don't know how. Let's try it again. All right. Now you got
I
something?
was playing.
Okay.
Whatever you have to do. However long it takes. Promise me you'll find your way home. Furiosa. Give me this promise.
host of angels.
Kind of speechless just based on how vivid the graphics and colors are.
The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
You go.
No, I don't have a lot to say yet because the trailer. I mean, it's kind of like a teaser trailer, right? So we don't get a lot of story. We get it's her background. She's trying to find her way home. But I'm really blown away visually, just how it looks, which I was with the first one. So I mean, that was kind of a given. But it's just how, even though they're in the desert, and you generally think of, for the most part, the desert being kind of a bland color, they have found a way to make the colors pop and really stand out, which is exciting. I don't really care for a crawl or a bunch of words in a trailer. I'd rather have seen all this kind of stuff and not have to read 4 or 5 sentences. That's a personal thing. But yeah.
Here's the thing. I am the opposite. I am. I like. I like that. I liked the whole crawl because to me it makes it seem more. It gives it a sense of what are we watching? It's almost like the reverse of Star Wars when Star Wars always would do its crawl. The Star Wars crawl gave you a little bit of information of like where we are in the story. Um, so I found it very interesting because I thought the choice of wording was deliberate, of course, but they ended on her odyssey.
Hmm.
The word, this is her odyssey. And then the first image is Furiosa and whoever Chris Hemsworth is playing, which I know Chris, like, here's the thing. I knew that was Chris Hemsworth. I knew Chris Hemsworth was a part of this. I have seen little still images of Chris Hemsworth like that. I've seen that all over the internet.
Hmm.
And it still shocks me that that's Chris Hemsworth. And then this part, you seen so the Furiosa,
Hmm.
Mad Max Saga? Remember her. I'm I am very interested because if you remember the last trailer when this movie was announced, do you remember like the trailer and how you felt when you watched the trailer of Mad Max and you were like, they're doing another Mad Max and you were like, oh, what is this?
Hmm.
Do you remember the feeling you had when you watched that first trailer? How did you feel about the property?
I was just like, oh, this seems like an intense doomsday type of thing. Let's see what it's gonna be.
So you weren't like enthralled by what you were seeing.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
See that See, you're like, it looked cool. To
Hmm.
me, I was like, this is a change. This, to when I saw that first trailer, I was like, oh, if this matches the energy that we got in this teaser and the trailer, like I still go back and watch certain trailers to see for movies to see what they promised and did that movie deliver. That movie did more than deliver on the promise of that trailer. And being that this is George Miller revisiting this universe, if he can deliver what he delivered in this trailer, these may be two of the greatest movies in the last 20 years. And I don't say that lightly.
I
Mad
mean, George
Max,
Miller gave us
Fury.
Babe.
I said what I said, sir. Um, George Miller, what he gave us in Fury Road was magnificent. And it was one of those movies where you did not see that coming. And I could be wrong on this, but this seems epic. And I'm not wowed, but I'm like the way they're setting this up. It's not like a normal prequel. Does that make sense? Like they're really like
Well, I mean, they say it at the beginning. All right, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, right? Saga
mhm.
to me implies multiple tales. If I mean, granted, if it's financially viable, but I have the idea that George Miller and crew have an idea for, oh, we can do more than just Furiosa.
Well, you went that I was going a different way. Do you know what I felt when I watched this?
What's that?
Gladiator.
Okay.
Remember the Gladiator trailer when you were like, I was a father, I was a son, I was like, I get that. So, like we're watching this physical journey of this young lady who we know ends up being Furiosa.
Hmm.
And I feel that way about this trailer that I did when I first watched Gladiator. I was like, oh. And I'm not trying to overpromise, but I'm just getting that feeling from the way they cut this trailer and the way they're putting her in these situations. And they're like, remember her. And it just,
It's
I'm very
interesting that
interested.
they say remember her because I feel like when you sometimes that phrase can be like, oh, this person died, so we need to tell their story and remember their tale. But I mean, we
But
know she
remember,
didn't die.
but remember that was what they would say in on the Fury Road. Remember me when they would take the steering wheel off, and that was their chant, and that was like part of the culture of the movie. Like it's well, like you said, talked about the whole saga.
Hmm.
Like this is a whole universe that has its own the way it works. And I'm wondering, was that Bullet Town that we saw? Which one was that? Because we saw Morton Joe. We see Chris Hemsworth is back. Um, here's the tagline. Um, as the world falls, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers and into the hands of the biker horde led by warlord Demetrius. While two tyrants battle for dominance over the citadel, Furiosa survives many trials as she plots her way back home through the wasteland. So we got to see the green place. Remember when, spoiler alert, in Mad Max, when she got back to the green place and she was like, and they were like, this is it. This is the first time we've seen green in that way in any of these movies. So, like, you see luscious forest. Like, we saw it for an instance. This is the first time we've seen that. So, like, that color palette you talk about, that was jarring to see that in this film because we know it doesn't exist. So, I'm down. This is a movie
So,
theater.
well, then, question: Did this go back on your? For the most part, I don't like prequels, but this one could be. This one could be.
This
This could be the
this one
exception to the
could
rule.
this could be the exemption to the rule because there's a lot of them that aren't that are
Hmm.
just terrible. Um, it's almost I think prequels are worse than sequels as far as like duplicating that energy that you have. Um, this could be the beginning of a saga, like you said. It's called Furiosa Mad Max Saga. I it's interesting. I find the word choice very interesting throughout this entire commercial
Uh,
trailer.
did we get a? I'm gonna
Date?
play it again. Yeah,
No,
did we get a date? No.
no.
Okay. Fair enough.
Witness. It just says only in theaters.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, May 24th. I apologize.
Okay. Cool. Um, with that, folks, we'll put this up so you guys can react to it. Let us know. Are you guys excited for Furiosa? Do you think they're going to be more in the series, the Mad Max saga? Is more stuff coming out? Let us know your favorite prequel movies in the comments. I'd be curious about that. Like, what do you guys think that?
If
Oh,
you
this was a
have
good
any,
prequel. You said what?
if you have any.
If you have any, there we go.
I
Uh,
mean, it's hard. Hey man, it's hard to pick a good prequel movie.
Fair enough. With that, folks, we're out. We'll see you next time. Peace.